Hi, I'm Pat from Challenger Designs, and today what we're doing is installing our Canyon series into a masonry front, a hardscape of some sort, things like that. We have our full box Canyon and just our frame access panel. We're showing tips on how to install both of them. So once you pull the unit out of the box, set it on its back, open up the door, you're going to want to detach the door from the hinges to get it out of the way. So by doing that, you're going to go on the very back side of the hinge and unclip it from the plate that will stay with the cabinet itself. And then set the door off to the side where it won't get damaged. So what we're going to explain right now is how to install the trim ring when you have a stone surface going up to your cabinets. It will keep your cabinet out away from that and have your stone to be able to butt up against the side of your trim ring. But what I do recommend as far as the back of the box, to have some sort of support for it to rest on the back side of it. So you're not relying just on your frame screws, but you are relying on a framework of some kind for it to rest on in the back end. So imagine just your rough opening with no stone surface on here when you're getting ready to install your box. So what you'll do is you'll slip your trim ring onto your box like this with your holes, your drain holes on the back side of your trim ring so they don't be seen from the front side. Lift your box, slip it into your rough opening like that. And with the support being on the back side, it's going to be that much easier to install. Now with this particular application, the stone is already on here, so I'm slipping it into place. But what's going to hold that trim ring in place when they're going to put the stone on is our mounting holes in the inside of the box right here. These elongated slots, and those will go into your framework back here, and that will hold everything fast into place before your stonework is done. Now, hardware for mounting these cabinets is not provided. You'll use whatever your framework happens to be, what type of screw, whether it be masonry, wood, or metal, for instance. You would have to use the appropriate fasteners for that. That installs the cabinet itself as it is, and then it is ready for the stone to work up to whatever masonry product they would put on there. And that would fill in any of your uneven surfaces, whether it be top or down the sides themselves. That's what the trim ring does. Now once your cabinet is all screwed fast, you'll reinstall your door just in the opposite sequence as installing it. So what you'll do is you will line up that pin right there, and that will line up with your indentation for your pin to receive it right here. Now as you line up your pin, you set it right in place like that, hold it in place, and you'll just clip them right back on the same way they came off, just like that. Now the shelves will come with foam on either side of them. So that holds them in place. That's strictly for shipping. You can just pull those pieces of foam out of there, and then your shelf you can adjust in any direction you want, up or down. It'll take 4 clips for each shelf to hold into place. Now in the shipping, we reverse the handles for shipping purposes only. So what you want to do is get a Phillips screwdriver, carefully pull out the screws from the front side, and what we're going to do is we're going to reverse the handle and turn it to the outside of the door. So you pull your screws out, pull them out of the holes like that, and you're going to reverse sequence. Now when starting to thread these screws back into the holes, you want to do it by hand to make sure it feels like they are threading in the way they properly should. It's very easy to strip these things out. And I do suggest not using a screw gun to do this. Do it by hand. And it doesn't take a lot of tightness on them. If you do, it will tend to suck in your face a little bit. So it just snug them up a little bit. And at that point, your cabinet's installed. So in the door drawer cabinet. We'll be detaching the door the same way. Now this has got a drawer on it, so it's got slides on either side of it. It's got the drawer member and the cabinet member. So this lever right here is what you're going to trip to release the drawer box from the slide itself. And it will slide right out of the way like that, and your drawer box will come out of the cabinet like that. So we're going to reinstall the drawer box. So once the cabinet is installed, as it is, we're going to pull the slides out of the cabinet itself, extend them all the way. Now the roller carriage here, you want to extend that all the way to the outside, just like that, on both sides. So you'll hold the drawer box up, you will start the drawer box member to the cabinet member of the slide and just get it started on there. You'll do the same thing on both sides, just get it started on there. Literally the drawer box sits there by itself. Now what you'll do is you will hold on to the slide member of the cabinet itself. Using your leg, hold on both sides, just push it in and you'll hear a click because it's going to go past that catch, just like that. Once you hear that on both sides, push the drawer box in gently, cycle it once, and then you'll be good to go from there. Installation of our other Canyon series is just the frame itself. So the inside of your cavity will be open to whatever you want to do in there, but this is just a frame with the doors. The doors will come unclipped the same way as we just ran through the last cabinet, so it's exactly the same. Exact same application with the ring, where the masonry will come up to the ring, and this will just slip right in to that same slot like that. And what you'll do is you'll come back on the back of the frames, you'll figure out where your framing actually, where you need to attach. You're not going to go through your trim ring to attach this. You're going to come back in here on the back side of the frame and screw into your framing itself, which will hold your cabinet front plus your trim ring on at the same time. At that point, you'll just run a screw through that to hold the cabinet into place. And as far as installation of this frame, that's all you have to do. Then you'll reinstall your doors the same way and reverse how you took them off.